Hi, everybody, and welcome to Dice Camera Action.
Hooray!
The show where before every episode, Anna tries to cheat and give her character things that she hasn't earned.
Hey, not every show, okay? Look, Chris Perkins, selling me out.
Oh my gosh. Those are cool shades you're rocking though, Anna.
Hey, thanks. I totally am wearing them for no reason, and just to be cool.
Yeah, excellent.
No,
So,
I got eye surgery.
Yeah.
I'm not just trying to be cool.
yeah, Anna can't actually see any of us. We're just black blobs.
I
on
see
her monitor.
movement. I see general. I generally know which colors you guys are. You know.
Evelyn is exclusively using echolocation for this session.
Sonar clicking, click, click, click. Like I'm like Daredevil. I'm seeing you in the rain.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
That's me.
All right. Yes, last time the Waffle Crew ventured to the lost city of Oralunga, where they did some cool things with flowers to meet this guardian Naga who told them lots of interesting things, including some bad things that they probably didn't want to know. But it all ended happily enough. Nobody died. Paultin got a blessing of wound closure that may or may not come in handy in the future, and could see things that he couldn't see before in the jungle. Ghostly shapes and whatnot, buildings that fell to ruin long ago, now rebuilt. But the party has left Oralunga and has spent another, I guess, 3 days now out in the wilderness. During which time Paultin, Death, and Strix have lost another hit point off their maximums.
Oh, just now?
Yep.
Good.
So your maximums have gone down yet another point.
Yeah. Should we say for the record what our maximums are down to? Or,
That would
or
be
is it
groovy.
better if we keep that in a gray area?
Why don't you let me know right now?
Okay, sure. I am down to 41.
Okay.
I am at 47.
Okay.
34.
Ah,
Oh, man, we suck.
look, I can heal a lot, but like, let's chill out, guys. Come on.
Let's see. During the night, Death, it's your watch. You're in the Waffle Hut. Strix is not there.
Where is she? Because I would know exactly where she is.
She looks like, based on some of the stuff that she left behind, that she has wandered off into the jungle. You see like a bunch of her stuff is sort of
Yeah.
out on the ground around your little encampment. Waffles is sleeping on her back with her feet sticking up in the air nearby.
If it makes you feel better, she probably turned into a cloud to not detect anyone, to have them not detect her.
Okay. Well, right away I get mad at myself and then immediately like sprint out the Waffle Hut and look around for any kind of signs or hearing or
Okay. Make a perception check.
just maybe some like, I don't know, some shit scraped off against a leaf or something, indicating that Strix went that way.
Wow.
You're following her spore.
Yes. Perception
How my
25.
party sees me.
Yeah, as you sort of wander off, you go about maybe 120 feet away from the camp, and you catch something out of the corner of your eye that just looks like a little bit of greenish witch fire in the bushes. And when you kind of go over to that direction, you can hear low, whispered incantations and then sort of sequential flashes of green light. And as you poke through the foliage, you can see a dark blob in the jungle that looks like Strix, hunched over.
Oh,
I imagine she's taking the two pieces of her broom and just like smashing them on her
Yes.
staff, and it's
Yes.
causing like sparks to fly up. She's like, "Fix yourself!"
Yes, and you can see flashes of green light erupting from the runes on the crescent of the staff.
oh, okay. So it doesn't look like she's in duress or anything. She's
She's definitely in duress, but it looks self-inflicted.
okay. So normal amounts of duress at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like that she at least had the courtesy to move farther away while she was having a hissy fit.
Huh. All right. She looks like she's doing something, and I don't think I should interrupt because I might ruin whatever this is. It's probably some weird sigil thing that she hasn't told me about.
Yeah, and as she hammers the bits of the broom, you can see some of the little residual magical energy kind of pours out of the broken parts of the broom around her, and then there's an explosion of green flame that just blows her and you back off your feet.
And I'm like laying on the ground, and as I'm getting up, I just kind of say to myself, "Wow, she really knows magic."
Yeah.
I'm guessing like it's sort of on fire. I'm just like,
Yeah. And then you see her staff is sort of up in the air, spinning around.
Okay.
And then suddenly it turns into a frying pan and goes onto the ground.
She still looks okay during all of this, right? Like,
She sits up and you can see there's a little plume of smoke coming out of the top of her hat.
okay. But she's like not in pain or anything, or like.
No, it was
do
more
I
like-
think she still has control over whatever
Sort of like
this
a-
situation is?
No.
if it turned into a pan, I'm just gonna run up and be like, "Yeah, did it work?" Just like pick it up and like shake it.
All right. Yeah, make an Arcana check.
19.
Okay, what would you like it to be at this stage?
Oh, I think the first thing I wanted to try and turn it into was, well, I guess I was trying for a pie pan.
Okay.
So it worked. Because I guess it was kind of an accident, because I was probably just thinking about pies or something. And then like one of the things ended up being a pie pan. And I'm like, well, I guess that's what I get for that. But I would like to turn it into the more impressive thing, which I was planning, which was turning it back into a flying broom, but
Okay.
a really cool one with like a black like front, and it's like a cool like black end with like a crescent moon on the front and stuff.
What's your Arcana check result?
Oh, we want to do that. Whoops, that's a 3. So 3, 4, 5, 6. So
right.
11.
You see her now sort of waving this pie pan, fry pan thing around and saying dark incantations.
Which are like snook to the poop to I don't know that, and she just hits it on the ground.
Nailed it. Yeah, I'll kind of crouch and stay hidden in the bushes and just kind of observe Strix.
It's just enjoy.
Would you like to try to change it into something else?
Yes, I would like to change it into a fishing pole.
Okay. It occurs to you, you knew you should have written these things down before you went through this.
I'm thinking
All right,
about writing
yeah,
them down.
Make another Arcana check.
That's 16.
All right. You see the pan in her hand turn into a fishing pole.
Yay! She like whacks it around. Like,
As she does that, like the hook gets caught in her hat, and suddenly she's swinging her hat around.
this is really sad. She's just like stuck in the hat. She's like turning around, falling over again.
DF is actually trying to hold back giggles. Like, I'm sure she's trying very, very hard, but
Yeah.
the whole thing is very charming.
She'll just yank the hat off and it's attached to the staff or
Yeah.
the fishing pole and try
Yeah.
and turn it into the broom again.
All right, make another check.
Oh, that one's 26.
All right. It turns into a black broom.
Yay!
It's a Nimbus 2000.
Is it floating? Can it fly?
You sort of hold it, and yeah, it just sort of bobs.
I kick the dirty old broom away, and I'm like, "That's what you get."
Yeah. And
So
yeah,
that
as you've watched and you've seen her turn into different things, you can see kind of etched into each of the forms she's changed it into is one of the 7 runes that is on her staff.
Oh. Oh, I get it.
Is that someone in the bushes saying, "Oh, I get it"? I know magic. So she'll try and turn it into. There's a lantern next.
Okay, just make another Arcana check.
That's 14.
All right. It turns into a lantern.
It has a little green fire inside, and it's like lighting up the whole area green, like super bright. Like,
All right, there's a bright green light illuminating Strix and the area around her. Diath,
she's looking around for the person who said being a bush.
you can make a,
There's
you
someone
can make
in
a
the
stealth
bushes!
check, Diath, if you want to
Oh,
stay hidden.
really? Okay.
Or,
yeah, I'm
or you
hiding.
can announce yourself, either or.
No, lol, I'm hiding.
Okay.
I did interrupt. 26.
All right, Strix, make your perception check.
Can you even roll that high?
Oh, I got a 20.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see anything.
Damn it!
You don't hear
All right, I
anything.
just look around the lantern like,
Continue.
I look real suspicious though.
Yeah.
Did someone say continue? Okay, the next I want to turn it into is a cauldron.
All right, go ahead.
That's 12.
You succeed.
Yay! So it's pretty big cauldron too, like big enough to hopefully put Simon in.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Wait, why that specifically?
I don't know.
All right, so this cauldron goes onto the ground.
Cool. All right, that worked. I'm gonna kick it a little to make sure it's solid.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. It's solid. Awesome. All right, next I'm going to turn it into a quill with green ink. That's like magic ink. Oh, that's plenty. That's like 21.
Sorry, what's the ink in?
It's a quill, like
Oh,
green
quill.
ink. Yeah, like a
Okay.
quill pen.
All right, so yes, Diath, you see the cauldron disappear into a little feather quill.
And she starts writing in the air, and it's like,
You see little green, luminous
In the air? Oh, cool.
writing.
All right.
yeah. And it says like, she goes to write like butt-hander, but she stops and just erases it. I'm like, Like she's a little scared of writing that anymore. So she's just like, and just puts it away.
Right.
The last thing she's going to do is try and her best and most precious thing that she's tried to turn this staff into, and that's a cuddly owlbear doll.
Go ahead.
That's wait, hold on. Oh wait, nope. 17.
Yeah, you succeed.
Yay! So it's just a facsimile of waffles,
Yep.
but just like a little, like really cute, and it's got like button eyes, and it's like really fuzzy, and there's like a patch on it, like kind of sewn in. So it's like even kind of crappily made. So,
Even from Magic, it's not a great doll
yeah,
by
even
any
for
means.
magic, it's not a great, but it's just really soft, and she just like hugs it. And she's like, "Yay!"
Having now turned it into
Aw.
all these different things, you don't think you need to make the Arcana checks anymore.
Oh, good. All right. So she'll just go to walk back to the waffle hut with the owlbear doll, assuming that no one saw her and that no one was watching her because she didn't hear anything apparently.
When it looks like she had finished up, I'm going to slink away and get back before that.
Okay.
And then I'll return back, get back inside the hut, and then just pretend to be asleep.
Okay. Strix, you come back. It doesn't look like you disturbed anybody with your jungle antics.
All right, that's good. And there's no threats and
Nope.
all right. Is it it must be my watch then now. Or I think Diath went to sleep because it was
Yeah.
his watch.
That's correct.
All right. So I'll just sit there and just like, as I'm sitting outside, just keep turning it into things and be like, wee!
All right. Well, as you do, there's like little bursts of sort of green luminescence every time you change it into something. So eventually, like Paultin, you wake up with these little flashes of green light. And you
I
see-
wake up for a second and see I'm just like, nah, no. I just go back to sleep.
All right. Your hand is sort of crawling around next to you when you wake up and just finds another quiet kind of place to perch on top of you while you sleep.
Aw, does
No,
it cuddle
don't
with you while
awe
you
that.
sleep?
Don't awe
They
that.
like
You're-
cuddle in.
Your severed, desiccated, mummified hand
Everything's a pet.
And robot child.
and robot child. Yes.
Aw, do you
It's like,
guys all
nope, still
snuggle?
sleeping. Sure. Sure we do.
That's adorable.
Yeah,
It
it's
does, it
adorable.
does
I'm
all
just-
kinds of things for Paultin. Yeah.
Hello?
Oh. Phrasing.
Yeah. Very handy, yeah. All right.
Strix will probably realize that she's causing all this light to appear at some point and then just like stop because she
Okay.
hears like rustling inside. She's like, whoops.
All right. Morning comes. Everybody is awake or otherwise alert, and the Waffle Hut comes down, and you pack up your things, and you make your way toward Omu, which Paultin knows where he's going. He just instinctively knows that way.
Oh, awesome.
Yep, let's go up that way.
Yep. And just checking my map to see how far away it is. So from Oralunga, you guys got a long haul. You're basically heading south through the jungle. Let's see, you're going to cross the River Tath again, then you're going to skirt around some mountains, and you're going to go about another 6 days. So everybody's hit points are going to drop by 2.
Jesus.
This whole time it's gotten
Except
real
mine.
annoying. Yes.
Except
Strix
yours.
is like, I can turn my staff into things.
Yep. So everybody knows what Strix can turn her staff into, all of those different things. At one point, you guys are chased through the jungle by a pair of undead gorillas
What?
Oh no!
that you can see they each have 4 arms.
Cool.
So when they first come out at you, they're horrifyingly, just terrifyingly ugly and gross and rotty, and their white fur is all sort of shorn off and sloughing off, and you can see their bones underneath, but you dispatch them readily. You also run into more undead creatures as you make your way deeper into the jungle, and it becomes more of a regular thing.
Oh, of
The
course.
jungle has just gotten increasingly dangerous. But Paultin, every once in a while, you see more of those little tiny nature spirits. The spindly black creatures with the white masks.
And he's the only one that sees them.
Yep,
Cool.
So
They
we're
like-
like not positive they actually exist.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
guys, they're totally there.
Yep.
I promise.
yep. They occasionally pop out of flowers or out of leaves or out of a stone, and they wave at Paultin. And when you sleep at night, Paultin, you wake up in the morning, you can see, a couple things in your possession, like fairly minuscule things like a copper piece or whatever, have been turned into nuts, like nuts that you can eat or other little edibles.
I like these guys.
So you come back with snacks, and we're just like, where'd you get those?
It's like my forest friends from
Your
the
forest
forest.
friends?
Oh, his forest friends. Isn't that, it's just so sweet that he's using his imagination that way.
Yeah,
Right?
he's eating like these little biscotti cookies that you get on Delta Airlines.
I'm just like, yeah, imagination. Sure.
I'm upset because
Yeah.
I'm probably eating some like gross like mushroom off the ground that like probably is disgusting. And Paulton's got cookies.
Yes.
But it's all imaginary, so I mean,
They
sorry.
don't look like imaginary cookies.
I don't get to eat anything.
No.
So
Yeah.
And everyone goes quiet.
Like,
Awkward. Yeah. And as you're making your way through the jungle across very uneven terrain, you come upon a part that you never thought you would see here. And the first thing you notice is it gets very, very, very cold.
Oh.
Which is...
I don't notice that.
You don't notice
But
that.
yes.
But as you realize that the temperature is dropping rapidly, and it's the middle of the day, so this is bizarre. It's otherwise been a very humid, hot trip for you. But yes, the temperature begins to drop measurably until you start to see what appears to be frost growing on the ferns and on the trees themselves around you, like you are entering some sort of winterscape.
Wet.
I thought we left Storm King's Thunder.
Yeah.
Can I Arcana check this?
Yeah, you sure can.
I'm the only one appropriately dressed. That's 11.
You don't know exactly what to make of it, other than you're convinced it is some sort of magical weirdness happening in this local area. You're not, you sort of can, your visibility is somewhat limited because of the density of the jungle around you, as Dragonbait is hacking a path through and kind of helping Paultin chart a course toward Omo. Yeah, you start to see more of these frost-lined plants, and the ground starts to kind of crunch underfoot because it's kind of frozen solid. The trees around you turn white, and you can see that there are icicles growing all over everything. And by the time, after about like 60 feet or so, it's become so cold that you would think that it is like minus 20, 30 degrees.
What?
Are we okay?
I mean, you're you know, like,
Yeah.
ooh,
Yeah.
oof, that's chilly. I'd like everybody to make perception checks.
Oh no.
I feel bad for Dragonbait.
Yeah, Dragonbait's not too happy about this.
Oh,
19. The forest is my element.
Yes. This is my home now, fam. Yeah.
I like it here.
I got a 17.
27.
Oof. Yeah, you're so
God damn
perceptive.
it.
I'm
Hold on,
fucking
blind
fine.
girl's finding her dice. Just a sec.
Do you need like a super D20 so it's large enough for you to read? Or
I'm good now.
Yeah.
I
This
can
is
roll for you.
perception, right?
Yeah.
That was
6.
giant.
Can I just say I believe that the number of times that I have rolled 6 on perception is like 95%.
Oof, that's not
It
good.
is nuts.
All right. So Diath
Yes.
and Paultin, actually, you're both perceptive enough to notice as you make your way into the jungle. There, some bits of ice kind of fall from the trees above, and it sort of draws your eyes upward. And up in the foliage, you can see what appears to be the aft section of a ship that is encased in ice.
Cool.
You see that too, right?
And it's lodged in the trees, like it fell into them.
I think so. I'm also seeing forest creatures, and they're bringing me cookies, so I'm not really sure what's real.
Yeah, I imagine Paul's probably like, a ship. And I was like, Paul, there's not a ship. Oh God, a ship.
Totally.
And as you look up even farther,
Doubting me.
Paultin doesn't see this at first, but Diath, you certainly do, is there's more of the ship. It appears that there are 3 sections of the ship. It basically broke into 3 pieces, and you can see the aft section, the middle section, and the fore section, Diath. The aft section, the one that you first saw, is closest to you, and it's about 50 feet overhead. Then the middle section appears to be higher still, and the bow of the ship even higher still.
Oh.
And all 3 sections are encased in ice, and all the trees around it are frozen.
There's a lot of implications here.
You can
We go
also
look
see
at it?
that there's, even though it's sort of covered in ice as well, that this ship must have had some sort of balloon-like thing from which it hung, and that is also kind of draped amid the trees and all torn up, like it was some sort of flying blimp galleon.
At a cursory glance, is there any part of this ship or any section that looks familiar to me?
You've never seen this ship before, but as you gaze up and study it more carefully, the aft ship is canted down so you can kind of see through the ice and foliage part of its name. But the only letters you can make out are A, R, space, G, O.
Of course. Argo.
Alright,
What's Argo?
I think our go is check out this ship. Hey.
Hey.
How harsh are the elements right now?
Other than it being like blisteringly cold, like Midwest in January, early February.
Okay. I know that feeling.
Yeah, and you're a little underdressed for this weather. But
Yeah.
other than the discomfort, you're not like taking damage or anything.
Okay, but it doesn't seem like it's not like blistering winds or anything.
There's
that
no
we need
wind.
to like immediately escape
There's
from it.
no wind.
Okay.
It's just cold.
Well,
Yeah. Occasionally, there's like a creak that you hear from the sound of the ship shifting slightly in the boughs of these great trees, and little bits of ice will break off the trees or off the ship and fall, but that's purely gravity, as far as you can tell.
Strix and
okay.
Evelyn are just like, tra-la-la, haven't noticed anything.
Strix is still showing off her staff. Like, now it's a broom. Now it's an owl bear.
Wow! Wow!
Evelyn, you do notice that obviously there's frost on the ground and all
Getting
those.
a little,
Yeah,
look, my joints are getting a little sticky.
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paultin, you know and see more than the rest of us. What can you make out about the ship?
It's big, or it was big.
It's a big ship, and I think this ship was meant for us because all of our initials are there, except for D and P and E and S. But aside from those, yeah. So like, I'm sure there's like some kind of math, and it lines up to. We should figure out how to like take this. I don't know. I want an ice ship.
I'm compelled to look through this because I've got thoughts going on through my mind that I'm too fearful to speak out loud, but only want to confirm for myself. So Dieth will suggest that we should check the ship for just it'll be neat. Let's look at the ship, guys. Wouldn't that be fun?
Cool. Let's do it.
I can use my new broom. And Strix will immediately be like, pew!
All right, so she turns her staff into a broom and shoots up into the air.
I'll mandolin fly up. Me too.
Okay.
Evelyn looks
go
at
ahead.
Diet.
Strix, as
Evelyn's
you-
like, and looks at Diet. She's like, I'll throw you down a rope, okay?
Oh, no.
I'm like, oh wait, hold on. Can I open a dimension door and just kind of kick Dia through it?
Yeah, you totally can. You can create a dimension door and have it open up somewhere like on the aft end of the ship.
But then still fly up separately.
Yep. Like, all right, in you go, buddy.
So you kick Diath through the dimension door before casting your fly spell from your mandolin, by which time Strix is taken to the air on her broom, and Evelyn's about to uncoil her rope when she realizes Paultin's already solved the Diath conundrum.
Nice.
Thank you, Paultin.
I could have done that. I know magic.
He thanks me. I'm like, I'm not up there yet. Hold on.
You're still like going up.
All right, Strix, as you make your way up on your broom, there's like just a split second where the magic of the broom cuts out, boom,
Ah!
and you just kind of drop about a foot before it kicks back in again.
I just like hit it. Like,
Yeah.
you can hear like as like a marble. It's like a marble in like a can
Yeah.
noise.
It's like a backfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just slowly putts its way up there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
And actually, there is smoke that sort of comes out the back end of the broom as you fly.
Oh shit.
Just a
on
sort of a
fire.
belching cloud of smoke comes out when it does that.
I'll fix it.
I see it's like on fire and smoke. I'm like, that's a cool feature.
Sure, feature.
All right. Yeah, so Diath, the dimension door throws you out onto the aft deck of the ship, which is just ice glazed. I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw to find purchase.
Oh, good. Wait, no, dexterity saving throw. I can do that.
Yeah, you can totally do that.
Well, bam. 16.
Okay, yeah, you have no trouble. You grab hold of, there's lots
Okay.
to hold on to here. Based on your assessment, as you appear on the top deck, you notice a couple things right off the bat. The ship, the ice covers the top deck as well. It covers all of the rigging. There's no indication that it's melting or otherwise in danger of melting anytime soon. It doesn't look like the cold of the jungle has any effect here. You also
all right.
see what appears to be a person frozen on the deck.
Whoa.
Standing up, face down.
It's tangled up in the rigging, sort of hanging upside down, and just kind of swinging, just very lightly, but frozen solid.
Oh, okay. So from like where I've kind of got myself kind of grasped, I'm just gonna push off it. So I like ice skate kind of towards that, just slide right on up and like kind of catch myself to where that person is.
Okay.
To try to get a closer look and see if I can't
Yeah.
find their face or
Yeah,
whatever the heck
just
happened
make
here.
make a dexterity acrobatics check to slide down the deck and grab hold of them as you go past.
Yeah, I'm even better at that. 24.
Okay. Yeah, you grab hold of this human. Exactly. And you can see that this human is dressed like a wizard and is clearly just killed by the ice and the snow. And as you grab hold, you're now very close to the edge where this part of the ship broke off from the midsection of the ship.
Okay.
And you can see about 15 feet above you and up away from you, I'd say about 30 feet, is the midsection of the ship with its mast kind of thrusting up at a weird angle. And you can see into the lower decks and the sort of the cargo area of that ship. And you can see a bunch of frozen nets and rigging and other things.
Okay, so the insides are all iced over as well?
Yes.
All right.
Evelyn does that thing where, like, if your toddler is like walking on a ledge and they're kind of teetering, she's like, she doesn't touch him or anything, but she hovers in the air, like right next to him, just kind of like, okay.
Like mom arming.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know when like a mom is like ready to catch but not stopping the kid from doing whatever they're doing? That's what she's doing.
Okay. Paultin, you're zipping around in your mandolin. Are you going to try to land on deck or just stay on the instrument for the time being?
I'll hover about. Walking on that seems tedious.
Okay.
Did I see this this wizard fellow?
Yeah, you see this dead figure that Dieth is hanging on to, hanging upside down from the rigging. And he's pretty tangled up good. And
I like give a little tap on him.
okay.
Just like, guys, is he okay?
From your vantage point, you can see that there are other corpses inside the broken off sections of the ship. It looks like a lot of the crew just perished instantly because of the ice.
Something real bad happened here.
Yeah. Now, I don't know the arcane that well, but do I have an idea that the ice that's all on the ship, do I feel like something else had caused it, or it's the jungles itself that froze over the ship?
You can make an intelligence investigation check.
Okay, I've got that. Oh, 20.
That's good. You don't think that this is something that the jungle created. You think there was some sort of magical catastrophe.
Like perhaps some kind of magical artifact that had the power to suddenly create ice or freeze things over. Be catastrophic if in the wrong hands.
Yeah, potentially.
Have we ever heard of something like that before?
Did I hear
know,
sound
but I want
logic?
I'd like everybody to make perception checks.
Strix.
Ooh, 18.
18.
What?
Oh my
Look
god,
at me go.
I got 18 too.
Oh,
Twins.
so when it's a natural 20, do I still bother adding it on,
my God.
or because
You see everything.
that's a 30?
That's wow.
Oh
Okay.
my
Whoa.
god.
You
Stop.
see another dimension.
16.
Okay. Well, you're all pretty perceptive. Oh, it goes without saying that Waffles and Simon and Dragonbait are still now 50 feet below you. They're sort of not directly
Yeah.
under the ship, but they're kind of down there, just kind of looking up at you guys. Waffles she's totally comfortable with her thick fur and bulk.
Yeah.
The cold doesn't seem to phase her at all, but she's there just sort of tapping her feet anxiously on the ground.
Oh no! Poor little thing! Oh no!
And at one point, she sort of rears up like she thinks she might be able to get up to the ship. No. Yeah.
Oh, I'm like Paultin, throw
Adorable.
her a cookie.
But none of that distraction is enough for you not to see, or rather hear, what sounds like something hitting the deck on the middle section of the ship, a little bit higher up than you. It's like something just landed with a loud crunch on that deck. And as you turn in that direction, you see Coming up over the edge of the deck and glaring down at you, a saber-toothed tiger made entirely of ice.
What the?
Cool!
Roll initiative.
What? What?
Oh.
The second it shows up, I'm like, mine, dibs, I call it.
My name's Paultin. Everything's a pet.
Yeah.
Hey, I identify with that.
4.
4
Me
for
too.
Paultin. 4 for Evelyn.
12.
12 for Strix. Yeah.
17.
17. Okay. As the tiger glowers at you, its icy fangs glittering in what little sunlight filters down through the trees, there is a loud sound, and exploding all around you and going outward, forming a gigantic sphere around the entire ship, is a blast of cold energy. And I'd like you all to make Constitution saving throws.
Oh.
Oh no, whatever will I do with a Constitution saving throw?
Look, you know what, Evelyn? That's hard for some of us.
It is. It's very hard.
I still only got a 15.
Okay.
19.
19.
20.
Yeah?
6.
Okay.
Oh, God.
All right. This burst of cold, for those who can fly, it almost looks like the opposite of a fireball, like a cold ball. There's like a little bead of cold that just explodes outward in a sphere that encompasses the entire ship, all of you, and even hits the ground.
Also cool.
But not our pets.
But it also catches Dragonbait, Waffles, and Simon
no!
in the blast.
My son!
All right. Evelyn and Diath, you take the full brunt of the cold, and you each take 35 cold damage.
What? I thought I was impervious to cold.
No, not cold.
That's a lot!
You guys okay?
Paultin and Strix, you take half of that, which is 17 points of cold damage.
What?
Simon takes half of that, leaving him sort of still intact but badly frozen.
No, it never occurred to me that Simon can die.
Waffles takes all of that,
Waffles!
leaving her badly blistered by cold, and Dragonbait takes all of that.
No. Don't want.
The tiger does not seem to be affected in the least.
Didn't it seem to come from the tiger? I assumed it came from the tiger.
You're not sure. It sort of went off between you and the tiger, more or less. And next up is Diath. So Diath, you're hit by this absolutely blistering cold. What do you do as you're
How close
reeling?
am I to this tiger?
You are 30 feet away, and it's a gap with a 50-foot plunge between you and it.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure 30 feet is just outside of fireball range, and I want to be further away from that, but still close enough that I get some of the warmth.
Because you know what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. So it's clear like this saber-toothed tiger is he's not like white fur or anything. Like he's literally ice.
Yes.
Like
he is made of animated ice.
Like he was created by something. Like perhaps a powerful artifact that can control the winters and be very dangerous if in the wrong hands.
Like something we should have.
I'm with Paultin on this one.
All right. Oh boy. I am very cold to the point where I can hardly function, and I need to get away from whatever this nonsense is. So I'm just gonna throw a dagger at him.
Okay, you hurl a dagger at the ice tiger. Make your attack roll.
Yeah, it's really sad because my muscles and bones are all completely frozen. Oh, natural 20 though. So
Oh.
Nice.
right then. Death dagger hit.
All right.
It happened.
So roll your die twice for damage.
All right. First one is a 1. Second one is a 1.
Oh.
Boo.
So 7.
Okay. But yes, you hit it dead on. A chip of the
Yeah.
ice breaks off its body. It doesn't
All
seem
right.
to react.
So then, just as the same way that I slid to this location,
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same thing back. Just push off and slide and ice skate. Maybe twirl a little bit. Just kind of get further away.
Okay.
Further away on the aft.
Make a dexterity acrobatics check.
It's the third one.
Oh no. Okay.
I mean, it's 13 afterwards, but still a 1.
Okay. You push yourself back, but you don't find anything really to grab onto, and you just sort of go right over the back of the ship.
Whoops.
Can I aid him since I was there, like waiting to? I was mom arming already.
You could stop him from attempting what he's doing, but you don't know that he's going to fail yet.
Well, if he fell over I thought he was falling over the edge of the ship.
Yeah, but he would have been, at that point, he'll be like 30 feet away from you.
Oh, he went the other way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I grab onto the ledge?
You
or
sure
something?
can. You can make a
As I'm-
strength saving throw.
Yeah, as I realize, I'm just like, oh, wait. And I
Yeah.
try to reach back for it.
Yeah, you sort of grab part of the railing, and it just sort of breaks off because it's so brittle.
Oh, God. I'm the worst. 18.
But you manage to sort of grab onto some vines and things hanging down
Yeah.
from the tree, and as you do, you peel back a little bit more of the name now that you're dangling and banging up against the back of the ship. You can see it's not ARGO, it's star space GO.
Oh, so as I'm hanging there, it's kind of like, huh.
Yeah, but you're totally fine. You grab onto something secure
Yeah.
and you're not in any
I
danger
mean,
of falling.
fine, you know.
All right. The next thing that happens is the tiger leaps forth. And since Evelyn, you're the one closest to it, it is going to leap across the gap between the midsection of the ship and the aft section of the ship and try to pounce on you.
Come at me, bro.
All right. It is plus 6 to hit. 23.
That hits.
Okay. I need you to make a DC 14 strength saving throw for me. So strength saving throw.
Oh,
You said
strength, you got
DC
this.
14.
Yeah.
I got 14.
Okay, so you're fine. Which means it pounces, but
It's
does
too
not
close.
knock you prone.
I do like the dig in my toes, like,
Yeah.
"Ah!"
Yeah. And now it has sort of knocked you back a little ways and is now just on the edge of the aft section of the ship. And it's big, like it's about 10, 11 feet long and just made
But I think we probably look really cool locked in single combat that way.
Yeah. And you can see the ship sort of shifts a little bit so that it kind of skids about 3 feet to one side when it lands.
So here's the ship. It pounced on me. Is it pushing me toward the edge?
You're not in any danger of falling because you're flying.
Well, I know that, but is it pushing me toward the edge? Is its momentum going toward
It's
the edge?
pushing you toward the back of the ship.
I was gonna try to like use a reaction to let its momentum carry it off the ship, but I can't do that. It sounds like.
No, and it would be
Okay.
too far for it to go. The aft section,
Okay.
the aft section of the ship is about 30 feet long.
Okay.
Okay, but it is now on the aft section, a little bit below you, Evelyn, because you're flying. And then it's done, and we come to Strix.
Please.
Oh man, I just saw this stuff happen. I'm like, the tiger is not my concern. There is a magic person here, and I want to know where they are.
You can make a perception check to try to find them.
Oh, I want to know where they are. So I'm like looking around. That's a nope, that's a 7. I don't know
Okay.
where they
yeah,
are.
you don't know. You don't know where they are.
In that case, it's just time for fire. So I'm just gonna go and, I guess where I saw like the ice fire erupt, I'm
It
just gonna
basically
try
erupted between the aft section and the middle section of the ship.
Okay. If I see the tiger is on Evelyn, I know that she can probably handle that for the second. So I'm just gonna focus to where I saw that happen.
Okay, and so you detonated in roughly the same area. That will actually get the tiger in its blast if you want.
Okay,
to.
perfect.
Yes.
I'm going to detonate in that same area, but I'm also going to do it at 5th level. Yeah.
All right.
So that's, I think, 10d6? Yeah.
Yup.
All right. I already got the dice roller ready.
Okay.
32.
All right. And I just have to check something and see if this thing is vulnerable to fire.
Wait, was that 10d6? It was 10d6.
Yes, it is vulnerable to fire. All right, so 32 you said.
Yes, and I'll, of course, protect everyone beside,
right.
and I'm definitely just trying to carve a swath wherever this magic person is.
Yes, when your fireball goes off, the blast from it causes the midsection of the ship to tilt and fall out of its tree. And you can see it tears a bunch of frozen branches and vines with it. It makes this absolutely cacophonous sound as it crashes down and splinters on the ground. And it lands about 30 feet away from Simon and Waffles and
Oh, thank God.
Dragon Bait.
Hope the magic person was in there.
But it is absolutely loud and just sort of crunches down and kind of collapses in on itself when it falls. So now there is a really big gap between the aft and fore sections of the ship with no middle section between them. And the Tiger is badly, badly melted by this fireball, but is still intact. It's lost some of its finer features, but it's still alive. And it is
More fire.
I'm working on it.
Paultin.
That wasn't directed to you.
So, I'm not sure if I can, but could I possibly try to dispel magic on this thing?
On the Tiger?
Yeah.
You could absolutely try.
Cool. Can I try to do that at a 5th level spell?
Dispel magic. You can do that.
Yeah, I can do that.
So when you cast the spell using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, you automatically end the effects of a spell on the target if the spell's level is equal to or less than that which you used.
Please, 5 or lower. Please.
Let me look up the ice creature. Okay, you target the ice tiger with the spell and nothing happens.
Yay!
No.
Is my actual reaction. Is I like you standing there. Just,
Oh,
great!
oh, yeah. Evelyn,
Yeah.
you're up.
Yeah.
There's a half-melted ice tiger in front of you.
Yeah.
And you can't dispel magic on it.
Thanks for the heads up. I appreciate it very much.
Paultin says he goes whoosh past on his mandolin.
And just to be sure that I didn't miss this, we still have no idea where the potential magic user who might be casting all this
Correct.
is.
You haven't seen hide nor hair of that person, thing, individual.
And what?
Search your heart.
I was wondering if maybe I could do some sort of like perception check, but that would probably take my action.
You could, and it would take your action.
Or, hear me out. You have an ice
I'm not
tiger
very
in front of you.
perceptive, yeah. I don't want that cold blast thing to go off again. That almost wiped us out. Is anyone do any of my party members look like they're in imminent danger of?
You saw DF go over the back of the ship and disappear from your view, and it looked like he took a hell of a blast from that cold.
Yes,
Right.
he's long gone.
He's long, he's dead.
Damn,
Okay, so
Paultin.
I think as Paultin seems to like be engaged with this ice tiger, I'm like, I believe so much in you, and then I turn around and leave
Okay.
and go get Dia.
Yeah, you
And
see
I wanna-
when you fly around in your little winged boots, you see DF hanging from a frozen vine off the back
At this
of the
point,
ship.
my vine has done a full rotation. Just
Yeah.
And I wanna, like, if I can,
So sad.
I wanna lay on hands and
Okay.
also kind of give him like a little boost. Like, I know I can't lift him with my boots, but I want to at least like push him towards where he
sure.
could like gain purchase and climb up.
Yeah, I'll
so
allow
I'm
that.
like, I'm like, clear, and I like push him with that into the ship, and I give him, I don't know, like, you probably need a ton, like 20 hit points.
I lost 35 just now.
Yeah, you need
Isn't that
a
all your
lot.
hit points?
Damn close.
So I'm sorry, you're giving him 20, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and
it's
you
gonna,
can push him up onto the back of the ship if you want.
Okay.
It's gonna add a 2 right there.
All right. Very good. At the end of Evelyn's turn, another magical effect goes off. A giant hand made of ice
Oh, yeah,
appears
no.
over Evelyn and attempts to grab hold of her.
Over Evelyn?
Yep.
Oh, this person knows way too much magic.
Look out.
Thanks.
Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, the hand itself has like a span of about 12 feet. It's monstrously huge, and it's just floating there magically. And it's all made of ice. And Evelyn, this is basically a grapple, so I need you to make a strength athletics check, and the hand has advantage on it.
Come on. Oh, for heaven.
Okay.
I rolled a 6
Okay.
with my significant strength.
Yes, this big ice hand basically just wraps around Evelyn and clenches around her tightly, and she is held completely within its grasp, and then it begins to crush her. And Evelyn, you take...
I lost my pen.
Oh, that's all right. You take 13 bludgeoning damage as you are crushed by this grasping hand of ice. And it continues to hold on to you and float there. Right above you, Dieth, this huge ice hand. All right, and Dieth, you're next. You can see the ice tiger making its way up the deck toward you. Its ice claws digging into the deck.
And Evelyn trapped inside an ice hand behind
Yeah.
me.
Correct.
Okay. I'm actually not super concerned about Evelyn.
Don't worry about me, I'm fine.
I believe you.
I got this.
Tiger, however, could be to be trouble.
Big trouble.
Yeah.
Go help Paultin, please.
So nearby, Paultin and Evelyn or Paultin and Strix are kind of like floating nearby.
Yeah, they're sort of circling around on their instruments. And
Okay. Oh, jeez. It's hard to do anything on this ice, and so
Fortunately, right now the
he's coming right for me.
tiger is actually a little bit lower than you, so I mean you could just slide right into it if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
Push it off the deck.
It looks
I don't
like
know
it's
if I
getting
would-
ready to pounce on you.
Yeah, I am actually just going to pull out the sword and try and wait for him to come to me. So for my
Okay.
action, I'm actually going to take the defense action or dodge action or whatever it is.
Yeah. And up
Just
your
to-
AC.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then immediately after that, you see the tiger crouch down, its ice tail swish a little bit, and then it launches itself toward you.
I'm ready for it.
All right. It rolled a 20 total. What's your AC with your?
My armor class is normally 17. What is that? with
Oh, so
the,
yeah, I think it's going to miss you because your AC goes up, I think, by 5.
Okay.
Looking up now. Boom, 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 boom.
Or is it disadvantage in 5th
It
edition?
might be. I'm just double checking.
Okay.
Dodge. It has disadvantage, so it has to roll again.
Okay, great.
It misses you.
Woo!
Yeah, so thanks to that maneuver, it does not pounce on you and take you down to the deck.
So as it leaps over me, I actually
Yeah.
get down on the ground and slide across the ice underneath it.
Nice. All right.
Cool.
Yeah, it lands with empty jaws and empty claws.
And then breakdance, swing my way back up on my feet behind it.
Okay.
And I look awesome.
Yep. Strix, you see Dieth perform this deft move. You also see the ice hand where Evelyn used to be.
Oh, I don't like the. I still I know she's saying I'm fine, but I'm ignoring that.
Through its sort of translucent form, you can see Golden Evelyn stuck inside its icy grasp.
She's like giving a thumbs up, and I'm like, "Oh, okay. I am still looking for this magic person. I missed him last time.
You can.
So
I will let you make a perception check with advantage,
right.
since you're actually trying to pay attention to where he is.
I am so trying to pay attention to where this person is. Oh, I got a 20! Yay!
All right.
Yay!
Heaven help us.
Natural 20.
Yep. You can see him currently.
I'm on to you, magic person.
Yep. You can see that the figure is on the forward deck of the ship, on the bowsprit, with a sort of good above view of all of you because you're on a lower deck than he is. It is Artus Seppa.
Oh.
Artus!
right.
The thing you notice most about him is that his eyes are glowing blue.
What I noticed most about him is that he wasn't strong enough.
Oh, yeah. His eyes are glowing blue.
Yep.
Piece of shit.
Okay. Well, I see him and I'm just like, uh-oh! Just like, start yelling. All right. Well, looks like I'm going to have to figure out a way to trick him and or fix this. So, I'm going to try and polymorph him.
Good idea.
How close do you have to be to do that?
Let me check. I have the card. 60 feet.
Great. All right, and he's got to make a wisdom saving throw, correct?
Yes.
All right, what are you trying to polymorph him into?
Ooh, I think this time we will go with a tiny baby chick.
Okay.
A tiny little, like a white one, a little like a snowball.
Turn him into an ice cube.
His wisdom's pretty good. So.
Well, here's
he
hoping.
rolled a 19 on the die, which is higher once you apply his wisdom bonus.
Yes.
So you see your magical lights flare around him, trying to force him into this new form, but he shuffs it off.
Well, as that doing it, I'm going over there. I'm pointing at him. I'm just pointing, at least to Paultin, who's the only one who's not.
Evelyn's hands are like this, and she's like, "Oh, okay, over there."
Mostly, I'm gesturing like crown madness.
Yeah. And
Over
he
there.
sees you again, and once he realizes he has fought off your effect, you see him smile at you malevolently, and he says, "Nice to see you again, Strix."
Oh no!
Oh.
And then he sort of you see him. He's got the ring on one hand, and it just sort of glows with the same blue light that fills his eyes, and you can see snowflakes begin to coalesce around his hand.
I'm just gonna yell, "Pike off!
All right, and
You traitor!"
and then next up is Paultin.
So I see
You
him.
Strix and him 60 feet away from each other, glaring at one another.
You got this.
Call him like, Fartus, you piece of shit. What are you doing?
Artus.
And I'm gonna, let me see something here. How far are they, ish?
They're about 90 feet away from you. I'm sorry, that's not correct. Strix is 30 feet away from you. Artus is 90 feet away from you.
Okay. So question about the terrain.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything like directly above him? If we're on a ship, is he under some kind of mast, or maybe there's like...
Yeah, you can see that there are certainly kind of broken off boughs of the tree and things where the ship came crashing down. But directly above his head, let me take a look.
Okay.
You can see what looks to be tattered pieces of the blimp that have wrapped around tree trunks and kind of forming like a torn, tattered canopy over his head.
That's not very heavy.
Well, in total, it probably is, but yeah. It's like a half of the remains of a blimp.
No, that's not going to work.
The chat's cold puns are on point right now, by
Yeah.
the way.
I'm gonna.
The other thing you notice too is that this ship, like the other sections of the ship, is sort of crashed into the boughs of the tree and is just sort of precariously positioned on what appears to be a frozen tree bough.
Okay. And they're like on the other part of the ship.
They're on the front piece of the ship. You're over the back, you're over the back piece of the ship.
Okay, so I would have to magic my way over there. I'm gonna dimension door over there just so I can be there.
All right, so you're using another 4th level spell slot to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You appear. Now, do you want to be on the deck itself? That would put you about like 10 feet away from Artus, or closer.
No, on the deck is fine.
All right, so when you appear, Artus' attention shifts to you as you step through the doorway.
Like, hey, buddy. No, he said I see. Shit, I had something for this.
Good to see you, cold friend.
That one. Pretend I said that. Good one. I'm gonna take that.
All right. Good to see you, cold friend. All right. He will smile. And he says, "The ring is mine. You will never have it."
What do you think, bitch?
All right. Yes, he seems much more threatened by you than Strix because you have previously sought the ring, sought to take it from him. So he turns his attention toward you. But it is Evelyn's turn. Evelyn, you are in the crushing grasp of this giant ice hand.
Yeah.
Whilst in here, you can't go anywhere while you're grappled until you break the grapple or slip out of it. And you can either use an action to try to break out with a strength athletics check or slip out with a dexterity acrobatics, or you can just stay in the hand.
Question.
Yeah.
To ignite the heart of Spinelli, do I need to have it in grasp?
Yeah, I'd say you have to be holding on to it. But you can, while grappled, you can still like reach for stuff.
Okay, so Evelyn squirms. She squirms her hands down, grabs the heart of Spinelli, and just tries to go. Yeah.
All right, yes. You light the fire of the blade. Now, I will let you use the blade just to deal fire damage to the hand, if you like.
Yeah.
That's the plan? All right.
Yeah.
Roll the fire damage for the sword, because you're not actually swinging it. You're just...
Oh, just the fire damage.
Yeah, you're just using the damage against it.
Let's see. I'm good. It's real fine print there, guys. Hold on. Okay, 2d6.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that the hand has vulnerability to fire, so it's going to take double fire damage.
Okay, so I do 5 points of fire damage, and it's also supposed to ignite it. I don't know if I can ignite an ice hand.
Yeah.
Okay,
You can't
just
ignite
checking.
you can't ignite the ice hand, but you are doing double damage to it. So you said you did 5?
I rolled 5, so 10.
Okay. It takes that damage. It is still intact, but you have melted.
I imagine Evelyn's like holding the sword, and she's like, and it's going melting out the sides.
Yeah. Steam is starting to pour out through the gaps in the hand. Absolutely. All right. Let's see. As a bonus action on his turn, Artus will have the hand crush you again. You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage, Evie.
10 points, roger that.
All right, and then Artus will turn his wrath on you, Paultin, and blast you in the face with a cone of cold.
Oh no.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
That would be a nat 20.
Excellent.
What the heck?
All
The
right.
Nate 20 strikes
When
again.
it counts, it's like always.
All right. You're gonna take half damage from this blast of cold.
Is anyone within? He's not within 10 feet of me, right?
Nobody's within
No.
10 feet of you.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
All right. 19, 23. So instead of taking 43 points of damage, you take 21 points of cold damage, Paultin.
So I'm doing this. I'm just like, ah! Wait, that was still enough.
All right.
Wait, you go down?
Yeah,
I go down.
actually more than that. He is frozen solid
Oh.
in that. The cold goes over
I
him,
wanted to go.
and he's just absolutely encased in ice in that pose.
But what about my thing?
I'm sorry?
Your
My new skin thing.
Oh.
Okay, so the good
yeah.
news is that with the blessing of wound closure, you do not have to make death saves.
You're just
So now I'm just like,
You're just frozen, trapped like that.
I saw this going very differently.
All right, yeah. Okay, and that's
Great.
Artus's turn. The next turn goes to Dieth. So you saw this blast of cold erupt on the other section of the ship about a good 60 feet, actually farther than that, 90 feet away from you, Dieth. There is
Yeah, enough
this-
to know that I can tell there's something up there.
Yeah.
I saw Paultin and Strix go that way.
Yeah, and then you see the tiger turning around to try to
Yeah.
tear into you again.
I have no way of getting up to the fore of the ship like that, do I?
You would have been able to leap onto the midsection and then off that onto the
Yeah, but
front section,
that's-
but that
that's
fell.
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Strix took that out.
So I'm stuck with this tiger.
Yep. Now, I will say there are clinging bits of the blimp overhead. Some of it
Yeah.
is stretched pretty tightly. In fact, there's one section of the blimp that's still clinging onto the aft section. It's wrapped around a tree very tautly, which is wrapped around another tree branch, which is wrapped another around a tree branch, but eventually sort of ends above where Paultin is. It could be that the tension on that, if you were to suddenly release it, might slingshot you.
It's a terrible idea. I know I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I did it. Whoop, too far. And then just splat. That's the end of Dieth forever.
But what a way to go, right?
I mean, it's as good as being frozen with your fingers in the air.
No, I think I'm just kind of forced to be engaged with this
Okay.
tiger.
Yeah, you turn on the tiger.
Is there a easy way for me to descend off of this part of the ship and get back down towards Waffles and Dragonbait?
There are hanging bits of things that you can essentially grab onto to try to lower your descent and not take damage from the fall. I'll say it will require an acrobatics check.
Okay. I mean, if I can get down to there and force the tiger to kind of chase after me, even possibly make a potentially dangerous jump, but at least have Dragonbait and Waffles there as backup, that'd be great.
Yeah. Okay.
Solo engagement is not Dieth's thing ever. So I'm going to try to grab onto vines and descend down and try to get to them as quickly as possible.
Yeah, go ahead and make your dexterity acrobatics check as you
All right.
plunge down.
Which die do I trust? Not that one. Let's try this. Friendship die. Oh, pretty good. 28.
Okay, yeah, you're able to basically scuttle your way down all the way just by leaping onto bits and pieces of things that sort of tear away as you grab onto them, but you land safely like a cat.
Great. And then I'll sprint over to Dragonbait and Waffles and then kind of immediately turn my attention back towards where the tiger was.
Yeah.
And that way, without even saying anything, they should know something's coming. They'll be ready for it.
All right, yeah, it's now 50 feet above you.
Yeah.
And it's its turn. So it comes to the edge of the ship and looks down at you, half melted, such as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's going to leap down upon you.
From all the way up there?
Yep.
It misses.
This big ice cat comes crashing down onto you. What's your AC?
17.
All right. You step out of the way, and it just smashes into the ground and breaks apart into 100 pieces.
Idiot.
And is destroyed.
Woo! Okay.
That's the tiger's turn.
One problem done.
Strix. You hear you see the tiger hurl itself down at Dieth and then crash into the ground, having missed him.
I knew exactly what happened there. It just sounded like someone broke a vase.
Yep.
Paultin's frozen with his fingers in the air, so I'm his next target. I'm very concerned about that. I really just want to fireball him, but I don't think that's a very good idea. So do I think that dispel magic would dispel the Big B's hand?
Let me just double check. Yeah, you think it could. It is a magically summoned effect, and you believe it could.
Okay.
If you get high enough, you'll have to roll.
Right, to try and dispel it.
Yep.
Okay. I'm thinking about doing that so that I can get Evelyn's help, because I don't think I'm going to do enough damage to him. Because I can't see that he's even injured at all, right?
He's not touched.
He's not even touched. Okay. Yeah. Whew, all right. So yeah, I'm going to try and dispel that hand that is on Evelyn.
Okay. And the range of dispel magic is
I will check.
120 feet, so you can do it right from where you are.
Cool.
All right,
All right.
yes. So you turn around, you cast the dispel on her. Just make your roll. And
All right. Would this be an attack?
No,
Or-
it is a ability check using your spell casting ability.
Got it. Okay, cool.
And then
So that's,
go ahead.
oh, so, okay, so that's 20.
All right, yes, you dispel the ice hand.
Yes.
Yeah, then there's just
Oh, thanks.
it's just floating Evelyn with a burning two-handed sword ready, and she's pissed.
Yay!
All right.
I'd also like to try and I don't know what range I am with him.
60 feet.
I'm within like 60 feet.
You are at 60 feet.
Okay. Is there any like trees I can hide behind or anything to get cover?
There is actually the hanging tatters of the blimp.
Okay.
And you could easily fly up among those pieces of ripped canvas and hide behind them.
Yeah, I'm gonna misty step behind there, just like.
All right, you disappear.
All right.
And Evelyn, you see you are freed by Strix's magic. Then she suddenly misty steps and disappears, and you don't know where she is. And
What
you
do I
see-
know?
you see,
Sorry.
I was going
Do
to say.
I know anything about Paultin's frozen condition? Like, do I think that if I laid on hands and healed him, it would go away, or is it more of a magical condition that I would have to change?
You don't really know until you get up there,
Till I try. Okay.
but you can see he's encased in ice at the moment. That's all you know.
Okay.
Probably not good for him long term, regardless.
Right. And I see Strix locked in combat with Artus.
No, Strix is gone now.
Oh, she's gone. That's right.
She backed away.
She kind of like gestured towards him as she's like, whoop, and then disappeared. like go at it.
All right. I take that cue from her because Evelyn was kind of like, Paultin, Artus, and then saw that Strix was like, take care of Artus, which Evelyn takes to mean, of course, Strix will take care of Paultin, which I don't know if that's true, but Evelyn takes it that way.
Yep, it's not.
And so she goes for Artus with the greatsword.
Okay. You can get
Paultin's fine.
You could get all the way to him if you use your move and your action, because you're about 120 feet away.
Okay. How far am I from Paultin?
You're 120 feet away from him too.
I'm equidistant from them.
Yeah. They're basically they're on the same deck together, very close to one another.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. I just try to get over there then.
Okay.
Either way.
All right.
I'm going that direction either
You
way.
go full bore. That puts you pretty darn close, or basically within melee range of both Paultin
There's
and
like
Artus.
ice fragments like coming off of me and melting, and
Yeah.
I'm like got this sword behind me and I'm flying over. I bet it looks pretty epic because there's fire coming off of it.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, that's what Strix was hoping for, is like one of those just like scary, Evelyn, like righteous moments. She's like, this isn't my job, go.
When he sees you coming toward, and when you get really close to him, you see Artus close up for the first time. He's definitely not himself. The glowing blue eyes is your first clue, but there's just something about him, the way he's posed, the way he's sneering at you. It's not the guy that you previously met. And when you approach him, a doorway magically appears behind him, and he backs through it and disappears.
Oh, bitch!
And you've seen that effect before. It's a dimension door spell.
Well, bother. That's all my action, right? I don't have anything else.
That's correct. And the tiger's done. And Dieth, you don't see that because you are now looking at an angle where you can't see what's happening on the deck.
I have no
above
idea
you.
what's going on. I just know that everyone went to the front of the section of the ship.
Yep.
Does that
And you would have seen Evelyn go right across to the front section of the ship.
I mean, that alone is comforting.
And then you hear her say some, toned down curse word.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it!
I don't really have a good way of getting up to that part of the ship, do I?
It's about 80 feet or so up in the trees.
Yeah, I don't know if I would trust climbing all the frozen stuff to get up to it.
It's tricky. Disadvantage on your roll.
Yeah, I'd rather not. I think I'm going to actually just stay with Waffles and Dragonbait until I can tell what's going on.
Make a perception check.
All right. 22.
Okay. While you're hanging out down there, one of the things you notice is the middle section of the ship, which crashed, is just sort of lying on the ground now with all these broken tree limbs and tattered bits of rigging and mast and, blimp canvas all around it. It's like the rest of the ship encased in ice, and when it landed, it was very brittle and just sort of cracked apart into pieces. And you can see there is old cargo in there, sort of trapped in frozen nets. But one of the pieces of cargo catches your eye because it appears to be some sort of gleaming gold chest.
Oh. Well, then. All right. I'll keep that in mind as I wait for the others.
Okay. And next up is Strix.
All right. I'm probably like peeking through a little hole in like just one little like white eye, just like. So if I see him dimension door,
you didn't see him dimension door, but you heard Evelyn.
Drat darn poopy.
Yeah.
No, as one of our lovely chat members said, she goes, "Oh, Frost." Thanks to the original Stevicus Prime for that one.
All right. Okay. So Strix rolls her eyes first and foremost, and then I guess just like peeks around, like flies, and I'm just gonna peek around and see if I can see any sign of Artus.
Make a perception check.
Oh, it's 6.
Yeah. No, you don't see him. There's so much overgrowth and stuff, it's hard to see anything.
All right. If that's the case, then I'll try and, Paultin's frozen, so I figure if Evelyn's by Paultin, he'll be fine. So I'll just try and zoom back down to find where, Waffles and Dieth and Dragonbait and everyone went down.
You're able to regroup with all of them. You can see that they were all, to some extent, caught in the initial blast of cold that Artus discharged. Waffles and Simon were both taken below half their hit points. Dragonbait just shook it off, pretty much.
All right. I already did all my. I would heal someone, but I already did my stuff, so I'm just going to chill with them.
All right. You see Simon sort of nudge himself up in front of the waiting line, in front of Waffles.
I'm just like, buddy. I think I actually do have a healing potion, don't I?
You tell me.
Well, this isn't AI. Like I can't just make those things up.
If it's on your character sheet, I believe you.
Well, I think because I could make them, so I think I had a couple left over. I don't remember. I think I could just make them. I don't think I actually had them. I'm going to say I don't have them. I'm going to say I can make them. So, but if I can heal, yes. If Simon walks up to me, I'll just roll my eyes and be like, all right, I guess this is something we've done before, and just give him some hit points.
Okay.
I don't want to cause a rift in the party if I don't care about certain people's son.
So you're just handing him a potion?
No, I have
you're
cure
using
wounds.
You're using cure wounds.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. God, what is it again? I'm so bad at remembering that.
2d4 plus 2.
That's right. I never.
Or wait, that might be the potion of healing.
I think it's 1d8.
Yeah, it's 1d8 plus your.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. Plus my. So it's like 7. He's like
Okay.
7 hit points. There you go, buddy.
All right.
This ungrateful robot.
Yeah.
He might be grateful. You don't know.
I don't think he is.
He walks away from you after that.
Yeah, of course.
All right, and that's Strix's turn. So now, Paultin's frozen Evelyn.
So she made this like dash for this guy. He went through the door and she's, but then she turns to Paultin and she just melts. And she just like full on flies over to him and wraps her arms and legs around him in this big hug.
Okay.
And she's like trying to warm him up, but she's also laying on hands, like wraps her hands around him, just warm up, Paultin, and like legs wrapped around him too, and everything, just like little monkey on him.
Yes, you totally monkey him, and as you do, the warm glow of Lathander washes over him, and the ice melts away. How much healing are you doling out?
I'm gonna give him 22, not
right.
22, 20 as well.
You have 20 hit points, Paultin.
Even looks up at Paultin when he does that. All of a sudden, she's like, "You're back."
Oh, thank you. Now I have an idea.
She doesn't let go, by the way.
Right.
Okay, it worked. We're good.
Dieth,
Yeah.
you hear some jubilation up on high from Paultin and Evelyn.
All right. Well, good to know they're okay. And Strix is with me at this point?
Yes.
I'm reluctantly healing Simon.
Okay. I'll ask her what the hell happened up there.
That was Artus Simber. He's possessed by the Ring of Winter, and he's probably still around because can't find him.
He's what? And like on me, like scan the entire forest to see if I can see him at all because I was like, whoa.
Make a perception check.
Oh boy. Oh, that's not very good. 13.
You don't.
Okay. I don't see him.
Apart from me just fireballing this entire area, which I am not opposed to, I think it best if we just group up.
I have an idea.
We can't hear you.
Sure you can.
I have an idea.
Paultin has an idea. What?
What?
It's my turn.
Yeah. You can talk, by the way, out of turn. That's okay.
Okay.
What was your idea? It's your turn.
But actually, if we want to count turns, I guess, Dieth, are you doing anything?
I kind of want to. So the middle section that kind of crashed down, is there enough there that we can kind of get inside to
Yeah, there's enough
kind
shelter.
of protect us from the outside?
Yeah, unless somebody's standing at like either end and looking in, you have pretty much a shell of protection.
Okay, I want to bring everyone into that so we at least have some kind of cover from the outside elements or potential more ice balls or whatever.
Okay.
And also pointing out that there's this treasure chest that I'm going to deal with in a little bit.
As you bring Waffles and Simon and Dragonbait into this frozen shell of a ship, you can see that there are 2 corpses also trapped in this hold that were killed by ice. One of them, the way it's dressed, suggests that she might have been some sort of high-ranking officer or captain aboard the ship. But she's frozen. One of her arms is outstretched and holding in it what appears to be a frozen key. It's locked in her frozen death grip.
I don't need that.
Oh, look at you. Keys are for plebs.
Yeah. And then the other one looks like a deckhand who is just sort of lying frozen amidst some broken barrels and crates.
Yeah. Wait, what? Okay.
And
Okay.
So that's your turn. Strix, you're now inside this midsection of the ship, surrounded by all this frozen cargo and this golden chest, which has it's kind of a tall hexagonal chest with a sort of pyramidal lid. It's got six sides.
Sort of Dia's business.
And it's got a lock on one side.
Strix, can you make sure there's nothing magical about it or magically trapped or anything
I
like
can do that. As soon as Dash gets really excited, runs up and just starts.
All right.
Just slaps it.
Are you using a detect magic spell, or are you just trying to ascertain with like Arcana or something?
Do I? I think I do have. Do I have detect magic? No, I don't. No, it's just Arcana. I'm not useful like that.
I'll let you make a intelligence Arcana check.
All right. That's 22.
Good job. That's exactly what you needed. You see that there is a magical glyph of warding on the chest. You think it is set to trigger if somebody opens it with anything other than the proper key.
Oh. Don't touch it!
Comes this loud shrieking voice from inside the ship. All right. Yeah, and that's your action. So, Paultin, you're up.
All right. How long has it been since Artus poofed away? It hasn't been too long,
You
right?
were technically unconscious at the time, but based on what Evelyn told you, it's been seconds. It's been seconds.
And then he poofed away, and then here we are together on the ship.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna use locate creature on him.
All right. Ooh.
I'm this bitch.
Nice. Okay.
We're all he just does it all of us at once. Ooh.
Ooh.
Is this one of your mandolin things, or is this your spell?
Just a spell.
Okay, great. Yes, so this guy's familiar with you. You sense the direction to its location, as long as it's within 1,000 feet, which it is. Yes, so you cast the spell, and then you just... you zero in on him. You can see that he is on a frozen tree branch about 30 feet above, and he's got his longbow out.
I point and I'm like, what the fuck's trying to snipe us?
And he sees that you see him, and then he sort of brings it around toward you.
Wait, hold up.
No, she's next to you. You'll have protection from stuff.
Yeah, it's still your action. You could move if you wanted to.
I feel protected where I am.
All right. You stand your ground. Evelyn, you're up. You're still holding on to Paultin as he's pointing up into the trees at Artus, who's got a bow that's being leveled in your direction.
Evelyn's like, he points and Evelyn goes, and then she goes, be right back. And she had the sword, like, she was holding, but she had the sword still in one hand, like, held
This
out.
big
just,
flaming
like, do not
sword.
burn it. Yeah, just, like, kind of point down. And
All
she's
right.
like, be right back. And she goes, nah, goes for Artus.
All right, you can get there and attack him.
Ha-ha! Bring the flaming sword of heart of Spinelli down upon his icy face.
All right.
What does that say? That is a 23.
You hit him.
And it does 4 plus 2 is 6. 6, 10. Okay, 10 normal, and then 6 plus 6, 12 fire damage.
Holy
and it
smokes.
ignites him if he's able to be ignited.
Okay. Yes.
And I get another attack.
All right, so you hit him. You set him on fire. And you get to make another attack.
Don't freeze my friends!
Attack the tree branch.
That's a 20.
Okay, you hit
No,
him.
I am attacking him. He has made me very
Okay.
upset. He froze Paultin with an obscene gesture on his hands, by the way. 20. So I hit him again. That means it's 9 normal damage and 8 fire damage.
So 17 total. Okay, you lay into him. He is badly wounded, and he'll take the fire damage at the start of his turn. So keep that in mind, Anna.
Okay.
I call out, it's like, kill him! Protect the ring!
You don't have to wait long, because it is now the start of his turn. So
Fire.
fire.
Oh, and I roll it?
Yes, you do.
Is it 2d6 again?
It is.
Sick. he takes 4 more.
Okay. He is not going to spend an action putting himself out, so he is still on fire.
Oh, what a badass.
Oh boy. He's really, really close to you. What's he going to do? What can he do? The longbow is probably not good at this range. He'll have disadvantage on all of his attacks. So he is going to cast away the longbow. Come on. Let's see. Ring.
I wish I could called shot cut off the finger that has the ring on it.
Just that one with a two-handed great sword.
All right.
You're biting it off.
Look, I'll take the whole hand. That's fine.
He is going to pull out his magic dagger, the one with the blue stone at the end of it, in the pommel, and he is going to stab at you from Hell's Heart 3 times.
Jeez.
But all 3 stabs you're going to deflect. So you are in melee combat with Artus now.
I'm a little buzzing beat.
Yep. And you can still see he's in the grasp of the ring for sure. His eyes are still glowing blue. And next up is Diath. Diath, you can see high above you, about 90 feet, Evelyn on a tree branch, throwing down with somebody. Must be Artus. Can't be anybody else.
Yeah.
You see her because there's this big flaming blade.
Yeah. I'll immediately look over at Strix and tell her to go help Evelyn.
She was covering the chest, trying not to let you.
Yeah.
She's like, no! Just don't touch it! And she'll listen when it's her turn.
Okay.
All right. When she leaves, I'm going to touch the shit out of that chest.
No,
All right.
I'm going to use the key!
No, I'm actually going to go over to the frozen captain and look at her some more, because you said her hand is outstretched holding the key.
Yes. And it looks like it may be the key to the chest.
Yeah. Why? Looked like it's like she was trying to hand it off to someone, maybe.
Perhaps, yes.
And then why would she be giving it to someone? And then why would she be frozen like that?
You can make an intelligence investigation to try to reason that.
Okay, I would love to do that. 19.
You might surmise that she was entrusting the key to somebody so that she could go fight off whatever threat was imperiling her ship. It suggests maybe she didn't want to have the key in her possession. Maybe she was going to do something dangerous. You don't know.
Huh. Is there a way I can just take that little key without like breaking off a frostbitten finger or anything?
She's got a really good grip on it, and she's frozen solid.
Oh no.
I don't think she'll care.
But I mean, you can, with your gloved hand, just sort of pry open her fingers. You hear this sort of crackling noise.
Yeah, can I do that?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
That's a
I'll
terrible
do that as
sound.
I get the key.
You get the key.
All right. And then I'll bring it over to the chest and compare markings to the lock itself, the tumblers inside, to the key and its prongs, and see how that matches up. And see if it looks like this is the right one.
It does look like the right key in your estimation.
Glad you have fun with the treasure.
I'm going to just tell Dragon Bait and Waffles to kind of maybe back up a little bit.
They will back up. Dragon Bait will sort of tuck Waffles behind some cargo a little bit. Waffles has still got her big butt sticking out one end. So
Then I'll take that key and just very slowly, very gently slide it in and twist it until it clicks.
Click, it does. And the lid springs up a little bit, allowing you to lift it off. And when you peer inside, you see a cushioned interior compartment, sitting in which is a device that looks like a black egg. And it's got a sort of shield-shaped window on one side and blue light coming out of it, out through this window. So whatever's inside is glowing blue inside this egg. This black egg has a little kind of knob at the top of it with what looks like another keyhole in the top. You also see on the back side of the egg is what looks to be some sort of clock.
I don't like any of this business.
Is this clock ticking down?
No.
Whew.
Okay. But you said there's another keyhole on this.
Yes.
Does it look like it could be possibly opened up?
You make an intelligence investigation or wisdom perception check to see how this egg might open.
All right. Perception 15.
Okay. You think that this egg has seams the way it was built, and it looks like it's maybe made out of some sort of black gold or something. It looks very precious. And it's about this big around.
Okay.
And about that high. But you don't think that it was meant to be opened. All of its seams basically have rivets holding it in place. You think that if you were to turn a key, you would activate it somehow.
It's a doomsday device.
Do it.
And I'm just going to gently close the lid and just kind of sit there and think about this for a while everyone else takes their turn.
Okay. All right, great. Strix.
Yeah, here I go.
Yeah, you see Evelyn on a big frozen branch battling it out with Artus.
Right.
Flaming sword and little dagger.
Is there any possible way that I could get my mage hand to take the ring off of him?
No, not while he
Okay.
is
In combat.
Not while he's in combat, no.
All right. Well, I tried. I was like, maybe I can save him, and I'm like, nah. Well, is it possible for me to fireball there without affecting any of the ship? Because I don't want it to fall on my friends.
Yes, you can aim high.
All right. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going
Okay.
to fireball him. I'm done with this. Bye.
Okay, he's got to make a
Bye.
dexterity save.
It like blows past Evelyn's hair. Look.
Yes. Well, he rolled a 3 on the die, so he's not
Cool.
going to make that saving throw.
All right. That's a 26.
Damage. Oof. Okay, well, he is well and truly hurt by that, but still alive. Badly, badly burned at this point. You can see that the frost and snow on the tree around him has all kind of melted away and is now just sort of turned into running water by the intensity of the fireball blast.
Well, at least we're all warming up a little
Yeah.
bit.
And he was still on fire from the sword, so he is getting well and truly burnt, blackened,
All right.
and
I'll
singed.
also yell at Evelyn, cut his hand off.
All right, and Paultin, you see the big fireball engulf everybody, and then when it dissipates, Artus is more charred and burned than he was before, but still alive.
Cool. And how far are they?
They're about 30 feet away from you. And you can also see that the tattered bits of blimp canvas sort of in the tree are also now kind of on fire and burning away and kind of falling down in sheets of raining fire.
When Strix said that to Evelyn, by the way, she wants to yell back like, it's not his fault. I'm not gonna kill him or hurt him. I'm just gonna knock him out and take the ring.
I mean, that works too, but I was just thinking maiming was just faster. Sorry.
Let me see. Could I try and take the hand and just like chuck it up at him?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Cool.
Yeah, you totally could.
So be like, all right, man, go do something.
You throw the severed hand through the air, goes tumbling end over end. Just make a ranged attack roll. So
Okay.
this is an improvised weapon, so roll and add your dexterity bonus.
Okay. That would be a 17.
Outstanding. Okay, so the hand gets thrown up and just latches onto his face.
I'm just like, claw his eyes out or something.
Yeah, it starts to claw and dig its fingers into his eyeballs and in his mouth. And he's like, oh. I'm gonna just make a check here. Oh, you rolled a natural 1. Okay. He goes off the tree with this thing hanging onto his face. And you see Artus and the hand just go, and then like Wile E. Coyote just.
Oh.
Actually, based on the positioning, he'll fall through the midsection. So Diath, as you are inside, staring at this egg contemplatively. There's this huge crash behind you, and the deck above you splinters, and coming through and landing about 10 feet away from you is Artus Seppa, and the way he lands does not suggest this was a healthy fall for him. In fact, Paultin, I would like you to roll 9d6 damage, please.
Oh my gosh. So
Paultin.
I lowered this case, and I'm sitting there like, what is this thing? What does it mean? What could be possible?
That was 96.
Yeah.
Completely shattering any thought process I had. I'm jealous, Nate. That's more d6s than I get to roll on sneak attacks.
He's on fire today.
Hold on. Eight. And wow, not a single 6. Okay. 24.
Excellent. All right. When he hits Death, you see Artus lying amidst the wreckage there, but he's not moving. Then you see this hand detach from his face, crawl down, and start to pry the ring off his finger.
Do I know that he probably landed near Death?
You saw him go right through the midsection of the ship where you know Death, Waffles, and Dragonbait are hiding out.
Did he die?
We'll get to that. Okay.
Can I bonus action fly over and give Paultin a high five?
Sure. So yes, on Evelyn's turn, it's now your turn, Evelyn. You can go over and high five Paultin.
Okay. Can I do that on my way down? I'm going to follow him down.
Okay. When you land inside the ship, you can see Artus kind of lying there amidst the wreckage, and Paultin's severed hand trying to remove the ring from its finger, from the corpse's finger.
I'm going to try to help the hand remove the ring.
Okay. When you do, you realize that Artus is kind of staring at you, and the light in his eyes, the blue light, has just sort of gone out. And now you just see his normal eyes, and he just says, Alessandra.
Alessandra?
Avenge me. And then he dies.
I take the ring off and I revivify him.
Okay. It doesn't work because he's now in the soulmonger.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Oh no!
Oh.
I forgot.
Oh no.
Evelyn is not impressed by him dying. She's taking the ring off. He's like, blah, I'm dead. And she's
Yeah,
like,
you see Paultin's severed hand run out with the ring on its finger.
No!
Yeah, we gotta be careful of that. That's big magic.
Evelyn kind of run after, she was like, yeah, you're dying. Hold on.
Right.
Tries to revivify, and she's like, oh no. But then she sees the ring, the hand running with the ring, and she does the mom, no, come back.
You see it sort of crawls under the wreckage of the ship where you can't get at it.
I was looking for it.
All right, so we are out of initiative.
So have I seen the hand bring the ring back?
You're way too high for it to get back to you.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to go down to it somehow.
Evelyn's just running around chasing it.
Yeah.
Come back.
You might have caught a glimpse of Evelyn chasing it, and it went underneath the ship to get away from her.
Did he get it?
Yeah, he got it.
Nice.
Can you come tell him to come out?
Okay. How do I get down there? Oh wait. I already flew
today.
today.
Mandolin.
He already flew today.
Yeah, it's on.
Gas?
It's on E.
Do you have another door that you can walk through?
Nope. I'm all out of doors.
Can you levitate yourself down?
Oh, can I?
Totally can do that.
Thanks, dude.
So yes, you strum a few bars.
Great problem solving.
Strum a few bars on your mandolin, and you levitate down to the ground.
Yeah, why not? Paultin has 2 ways of flying. Whatever.
Yeah. All right, and then once you get down to the ground and over toward the wreckage of the ship, the hand scuttles out toward you, Paultin, and make sure you and you alone get the ring.
I'm gonna give him a little fist bump.
All right.
I'm like, that was a little excessive, but
All right.
impressive.
Are you going to let it wear the ring for the time being?
Oh. Oh,
Jared.
Yeah, Strix is gonna be like,
my curiosity says yes, but my brain also says yes.
Paultin, you should be careful with that. Did you see what happened to Artus?
All right. I'm gonna
he's
take it
dead.
off.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna take the ring off the hand.
What are you gonna do with it once you have it in hand? You realize it's very, very, very cold.
Don't wear it.
Don't put it on. Don't you put that on.
And it's got,
Put it
it's got a
on?
layer of frost around it.
Don't.
Don't what?
Don't put it on.
I'll hold on to it.
Okay.
Wait, Artus is dead?
yeah, super dead. Strix like kicks him a little bit. He's dead.
Yeah, you see
Holy shit.
Dragon Beta sort of come out into hiding as well, and he goes over to Artus because he kind of knew Artus.
Yeah, they knew each other.
You can see
I knew him.
that Dragon Bait smells like sadness.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Dragon
he smells like roses right now.
I tried to save him.
Strix is like, don't worry, I've done this lots of times, and she'll just walk outside with her staff and start using it as a shovel.
Oh.
The ground is so frozen you can't dig in.
I'll just fire it, fire.
It's still painstakingly.
Well, looks like he doesn't get a grave. Sorry, Dragon Bait, I tried.
After hearing he's like dead, I look at the hand. I'm just like, dude, what the hell, man?
You also see this bluish radiance coming out of this chest, just sort of beaming up out of it.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought
what's
shut
that?
that.
Strix is gonna go look into it before it gets shut. She's like, whoop.
Ah, Strix!
You see the black egg inside, nestled within.
Do I recognize it as anything or anything like
You can make an Arcana
bizarrely
check.
magical? That's 11.
Okay, you're not exactly sure what it is, but actually 11 is high enough to recognize at least one thing, in that you believe that the energy inside this egg is of a similar type to that of like a magic missile spell.
Oh. Interesting. So it could, Interesting.
They'll kind of point out the other things on it. It's like, look, it's got a little keyhole on it.
Do any of your keys work in that?
I don't know about my keys, but
I don't know. They worked in other stuff.
I don't know if he should try it if it
At
has
least
magic
check.
missiles inside it.
I don't know. Look, we said it's just magic missiles inside of here.
Well, I don't know if there's specifically magic
Well,
missiles
look,
inside of
on
it.
the backside, there's this little clock. And you know what? It's ticking. So when
It's
this
not
goes,
ticking.
it's not ticking.
Not ticking.
It's not.
You're hearing things.
Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you said don't put the ring on.
Yeah, don't put the ring on. No.
What about for like a second?
No, he's dead. Artus is dead.
But I'm not. So
Maybe
But
he
you
could-
saw what it
maybe
did to
he could-
him.
Maybe he could put it on for just a second and have that bird that he wanted so bad, just for a second, and then he could take it off.
yeah, I mean, I saw what happened to him, but I mean, he's kind of a punk bitch anyway. So I mean,
That's true.
And
Like,
that
let
is
me-
not true at all. Wasn't he a member of the Harpers or something?
I mean, that's
Yeah.
true.
What is wrong with you guys?
I just wanted to have what he wants.
You saw what it did to Artus. We can't have it happen to you.
How am I the only one talking about not doing bad things? And I'm disappointed in all of you.
because Iceberg, I'm gonna put the ring on.
All right, make a charisma saving throw.
Paultin, why?
Because Iceberg,
I'm
guys.
scared.
You have to get ready to chop his hand off.
Don't make me kill him.
18.
Nice.
Don't make me kill him.
That's pretty good.
But good enough.
What does pretty good mean? Why do you say pretty good, Chris? Why pretty good? What's pretty good?
And that's where we'll stop.
Iceberg.
I'm so mad.
I'm not sure if I'm mad yet.
But wait, Chris, you're not even here next session.
Yeah, I
So
guess
what-
I guess next session is gonna have to be like outside of normal space time.
It'll rewind a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, which brings us to news. Before we wrap up for the day, a couple things. One, we are having a Dice Camera action game next week, but there will be no Dungeon Master.
Whoa.
While
Whoa.
DM's away, we still shall play.
Yes. What's up with that? Find out next week for episode 73. Like our All Animals episode last season, this is going to be a fun little off-kilter thing, I think.
I'm super excited for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me too. I might actually just watch it if I can get, if I can get internet where I am.
I think it's probably worth saying that if you're someone who has been looking for more Waffle Crew backstory, this might be a good one to tune into.
Yes. It's gonna be super awesome and neat. It's something we haven't done before, and that in itself is super neat. Yes, I will be away next week, but then back the week following for the December 19th episode, which will be our last episode of 2017.
Oh.
And it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a holiday spectacular.
Oh my God,
Oh.
yes.
Yep.
We
Okay.
get to go ice skating and have cocoa. And oh wait, we ice skated in this episode.
Yeah. There was,
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
I did.
This was
Checking off the holiday activities.
This was a tense one. Okay.
Yeah.
We have to wait 2 weeks to find out what happens with Paultin having the ring
You
on.
do. Yes, you do.
Oh,
Any,
that's so mean.
Okay.
any other announcements?
Lots. Happy December, everybody!
Yeah.
My now third year annual tradition of throughout all of December, celebrating all things Dungeons and Dragons. You can find all kinds of different D&D videos on all my YouTube channels, both the gameplay channel and the main one. I'm following Scarlet Moss D&D December creative prompt, talking about favorite characters, favorite classes, favorite monsters, etc., etc. That's also something that you can be a part of. Check out her tweet about all of that. In addition to all of this, I am doing a special D&D December giveaway where I want to help people get into Dungeons and Dragons. So if you have never played D&D before and you've always wanted to get into it, this is the thing. I am doing a giveaway to get yourself a Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition starter kit. And the player's handbook, and the monster manual, and the Dungeons Master's Guide.
shit.
Everything you could possibly need to get started in D&D. I am giving that away. And thanks to some very generous other fans of Dungeons & Dragons, there are now multiple winners of that. So multiple people will be winning this entire set of D&D stuff. So I'll put that link up in the chat. Otherwise, you can find it on my Twitter as well. But be sure to enter on that if you want to win a bunch of free D&D things. And there might be some extra goodies inside of there, too.
Wow, that's a hell of an announcement.
Yes.
I don't think anybody could top that.
I'm really excited to start participating in D&D December now that I can see screens again. So yay! But also now that I can see screens again, I'll be posting the second prompt for the Waffle Fam Writing Club on the Dice Camera Action subreddit. So we've been doing some writing between us, just trying to stay creative and write more backstory and inspire each other. So we thought we'd invite you too. So we started the Waffle Crew Waffle Fam Writing Club on the subreddit. Last week's prompt was pie. And a lot of you wrote amazing Waffle Crew related stories about pie. So many of you. We were so
And we
impressed.
read
Thank
them
you so
all
much.
because we're just trash.
Yes.
We'll read one and we're just like, oh boy, things to read.
Yeah.
It actually
And
made me go out
honestly-
and buy pie. I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I was like, I must have a pie.
And I haven't read all of them yet, so I'm really excited now that I can read again, hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm going to finish reading those. But there will be a new prompt today, and since you're watching live, I'll give you all a sneak peek. It is Fury is the prompt for next week.
Fury?
Fury.
Fury. Okay.
Yeah. But I will post that on the subreddit, and then we can all post our stories in that.
Not to be confused with furry.
Right.
No.
One R.
Those are
Fury,
just-
like mad.
Right.
That's just
Not
all the
like
Shemesh
shock.
fix.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't have anything that new. I'm still doing the friendly table on Thursdays. So I think this week I'm also just talking about what you need in your starter kit, which is perfect for all the stuff that Jared's doing for all the D&D December stuff. So that's pretty much all I'm doing on my channel, and I'm just here, and I will be posting art and stuff like that. I forgot to do the D&D December prompt because it was like, what's your favorite class? And I was like, everyone knows. I can't come with anything new. I'm sorry.
I still did it. I talked about why I love rogues so much.
I guess I could have. I was just like, I don't know what to say. Maybe I won't.
Yeah,
Anna?
every D&D December prompt just ends up being about Evelyn, basically. So.
Yeah, well, Anna and I are apparently too predictable. So I'm like, oh well. But yeah, so yeah, yay, that's it. Hooray! I'm just excited for our game next week. It's gonna be real fun, and yeah. Nay.
I don't really have anything.
Happy holiday.
Except for putting on the ring and ruining everything, it's fine.
We don't know if it's ruined. You say ruined, I say enhanced.
Exactly. Yeah,
we'll see.
As always, just remember to go to the subreddit for all the general discussion and fan art posts. There's always a weekly thread talking about the latest episode. Your thoughts and things that you noticed throughout an analysis. We always like seeing all of that too, because like the others said, like we're just as invested into this game as you guys are.
I like episodes where everybody had a chance to do something cool, and I felt you guys all had chances to do something cool this episode.
Yeah. This is a great one.
Yeah.
Totally. And it was scary even though we did cool things, so it was the perfect mix.
I was scared.
Yeah.
And don't forget the Dice Camera Action Discord as well, if you want to join that. Oh, this is a very cool game.
Got him.
Time to
Dang
go.
it. Yep.
All right. Well, I guess that's it.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Week where we'll be Chris Perkins list.
Yes, the DM-less episode.
We'll miss you, Chris.
Well,
Have fun on vacation.
I think there's a pretty good chance you'll all survive.
I feel pretty good about next week's episode.
Yeah.
Pretty good about that one. Yeah.
tune in if you're nervous. 'Cause it's all the time.
All right. Cheers, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.